Well, I said I would never do this, but rules are meant to be broken. Turn off now if you don't like stupid humour. This is the definitive guide on astrological light bulb jokes. It's going to be a bit savage. So let's start with mine. Cancers. How many cancers does it take to change a bloody light bulb? Well, it depends on how many's in the Health and Safety Committee, first of all, when they put the scaffolding up and the step ladders. And they've got to make sure they're wearing their protective clothing. And when the light bulb is actually removed from its deep socket and the extraction of the hot object is complete, then it needs to be carefully wrapped into nurturing paper and then carefully disposed of in an environmentally friendly way, although all the sneaky cancers where no one was looking, when the light bulb's wrapped up in that paper, will smash it just to hear the sound of a glass tinkle. I know what they're like. As for Scorpios, how many Scorpios will it take to change a light bulb? That directly relates on whether the light bulb in question is of a Jungian or of a Freudian variety. If it's a Jungian light bulb, then it's only going to take 2 Scorpios because it's a simplistic affair, one anima, one animus, and whichever way the light bulb spins will sort the whole question out. If it's Freudian, then the whole process might take a couple of weeks. Besides that, there's the obvious answer about why should Scorpios change light bulbs anyway? They'd rather be in the dark. As for Pisces and light bulbs, well, I mean, first of all, Pisces have got this impression that external light is only a reflection of their own internal light. Inner light shines out and they can feel their way through the dark. It's sensory, man, it's intuitive, don't you know that? Occasionally it takes a bit of working out for them to realise the light's actually gone out. But normally they can just stand there and helpfully help other people do it. They're a bit lost at doing it themselves. If you come to the Aquarians, well, how many Aquarians does it take to change a light bulb? Well, it depends how much they really want to bring light into the world. Most of them would just rather sit there with their crystals, to be honest. They do like to think that everything is energy. So I don't really see Aquarians that good at changing light bulbs, I'm afraid. They prefer to work with solar or wind or something like that. As for Librans, well, they like to think of themselves as the smooth, suave, sophisticated, elegant people. So they like to live in the dark, you know, they like to think it's much more romantic in the dark. And besides that, if they're going to have a light bulb, it's going to be one of those twin socket jobs, 2 bulbs in one, or at least one with a DNA coil in it, because Libra's got to be balanced, you see. And with the Geminis, of course, come on, if it's Gemini, by the time you could persuade a Gemini into changing a light bulb, you could have done it 10 times yourself, because they're always arguing how it's supposed to be done, or whose job it actually is, and what the process is going to be, and it's always bloody words, right? It's never action. And even when they do it, they have to go and look up an instruction manual first. With the earth signs, well, look, first of all, Capricorn and light bulb jokes, it's beneath their humour, okay? And secondly, if they are going to replace a light bulb, they're always going to make sure it's a second-hand one. Why spend good money on a brand new one when a second-hand one will do? With Virgos and light bulbs, oh come on. Virgos and light bulbs, right? Look, it's okay, but by the time they've got their gloves on and their protective rubber shoes, and they've turned the electric mains off, and they've electric-proofed the step ladder, so you know it could be a lot of them all at once. Alternatively, it could be 1.7842 Virgos to change a light bulb. Of course, you never know. And there is the other answer, of course, that they never get to change light bulbs because they're so busy doing everybody else's work for them. With Tauruses and light bulbs. Look, on the one hand, the idea of Taurus changing anything is ridiculous because they like things to stay exactly as they are. they're actually okay at changing it. They don't like letting go of it because it takes a lot for them to part with anything. I mean, even a burnt out light bulb might have some use somehow, somewhere in the future. If you can tempt them into changing a light bulb by a promise of a really good meal, maybe some hot sex straight afterwards, then fine, they'll go and change your light bulb. And that leaves the fire sign. So how many Sagittarians does it take to change a light bulb? Well, it takes a whole bunch of them actually to sit down and to discuss the philosophy both of change and of light and of bulb, and derive whole new metaphors and meanings for it, whilst it never gets done, because to them the sun is shining all the time, the day's young, you know, they've got their lives ahead of them. Who needs to waste time actually changing the light bulb when they can talk about it? Besides that, they're too busy travelling. Aries, how many Aries does it take to change a light bulb? Well, they would say none, because they're not scared of living in the dark. If you're going to get an Aries to change a light bulb, I suppose the best way to do it is to say, look, go and do it now, and here's 6 spares. Because then they'll go and do it, and eventually they'll get one right. And finally, of course, Leos and light bulbs. Leos and light bulbs? Well, on the one hand, Leos would say, come on, I've got my own light. It takes one Leo to change a light bulb is the archetypal joke, because they hold the bulb and the world spins around them. In truth, Leos don't change light bulbs. They normally phone out their agent and get a Virgo to do it, or they order someone else in their life to change it. Right, I don't expect any type of sensible criticism of this video. It's just a light-hearted spoof. Catch you later. Have a nice day. Bye.